When you first get there, usually I already have a list of dogs that I'm interested in that I've already seen online. So we usually hand one of the shelter workers that list. They'll give us the locations of each of the dogs, each kennel they're in, and then we'll go through and walk through the kennels. The Kern County Kennel has 5 actual kennels with, I believe, 30 to 40 kennels in each one, so it takes hours sometimes to go through all the dogs. There's times that I'll walk in and people think I'm crazy because I'm like, that's the one. Why? I don't know, that's the one. There's some dogs where we'll walk in and the dog comes right up to the fence and it's jumping on the fence and it's smelling my fingers, and you know that it's going to come down to an adoption event like this and bounce off the wall and steal everybody's heart. Well, then there's other dogs where you can tell they kind of want to come to the fence, but you can't tell if they're worried to come to the fence because the other dogs are jumping on the fence and going to hurt them, or if they're actually scared and not a social dog. Where we had this Doberman who bit my sweatshirt sleeve when I tried to pet him, was literally beside itself. We took it to my girlfriend's house and it's running and playing like there's nothing wrong with him. The dogs don't get treated the best there, so if they're already scared, it's a bad situation. You get them out of that situation and you finally get to see their real personality. I will take the ones that nobody else wants. I'll take the one that looks a little sick because it stole my heart, or take the one that looks raggedy because I know underneath there she's going to be a beautiful dog. When we picked her up, I did not realize how nastily wet she was. She just reeked of urine. She was a filthy, dirty mess. I took her home, tried to give her somewhat of a bath that night, shaved her legs yesterday, and her legs went from about that big around to like a typical cocker-sized leg. And she literally like shook her leg like, wow, it's my leg. Getting a dog like that is going to sit there and rot, and no one is going to come in and adopt that dog. Those dogs that I did leave, hopefully they get adopted, but knowing that if they don't, they're never going to be abused, tortured, any of those things is definitely helps my sanity. I mean, I know who's potty trained. I know who's good with kids. I know who's good with cats. I know who would be a good dog to be with another certain dog. I know who has the aggressive attitude or has the very dominant attitude, or one that's really submissive, where you walk in the shelter and no one can tell you that. Nobody takes the time to spend that time with the dogs. These guys are treated like our pets, and I think it shows.